All right, so Virgo, I'm just going to tell you what I see. I want to tell you guys what's on the cards here. Okay. Oof. Oof. Virgo. Virgo. Now, I want you guys to know that sometimes when these cards come out, this could be you, Virgo. I don't want to always put this on someone else. This can totally be you. So you could be accused of being a player. You could be accused of always searching out for people, wanting different people. That could be what you have been accused of. Okay? So just as much as I go into this reading and I am referring to someone else, this could very well be you. Now, give me a second. I came back in the house and I did not notice that my phone was not charged. So give me a second. Hang in there with me, please. A moment. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. I had fun with Capricorn's reading today. I went in with them. So you know what? Guess what, Virgo? You know I'm going to go in with you. Okay, I'm not going to cut no corners with y'all asses. We're going to talk about it. And if some of these things hurt your feelings, it is what it is. I have to tell you what. Now, your first cards that are coming out saying player, mini lover, cheating, non-committal, womanizer, or it could be someone that would be considered to be a gold digger if it is a divine feminine. Sometimes even divine masculines are considered to be gold diggers. And then on the outside, you have a closer look, taking a deeper look, digging, nitpicking, giving too much attention to something. Now, basically what it's basically saying is that someone is someone is I always look at Chanel's comments. Okay. I always pay attention to what the cards are basically saying and also picture. So to me, I do feel like there's a lot of spine. Now let me tell you who's actually doing what in this set of cards. You know that the person that you're dealing with is a player. Okay? Or if you are the player, there's someone watching you. Okay, let's see what Virgo's doing. Who's the person that Virgo is talking to today? Let me see who's Virgo dealing with. You know, this is like that girlfriend meme where it shows that the girlfriend is always looking over and looking at the phone to see who the person is texting, right? Now, you be the girlfriend that's watching to see who your man is texting, or it could be the opposite way, right? That is what these two cards are saying. So it's letting me know that there has been trust issues in your relationship, and this is what has been happening. What are they doing? I got to see what they're doing. You already know this person. You already know that this person is non-committal. You know it. Or you're with someone who doesn't want to face the fact that right now you want to explore your options. And so this is a very nitpicky energy. Now, the next card that's coming out is surrender. So shouldn't someone surrender to this? So this means that someone needs to be able to walk away, right? Somebody needs to be able to say, okay, so this is not for me. This person isn't for me. I'm not going to be able to do this. Maybe we should separate because I'm always on the edge thinking that you're with somebody or talking to someone else. And this is what the surrendering card says. It says, withdraw yourself, throw in the towel because you feel defeated. Okay. Next card is saying fertility. Some of you could be pregnant. First thing I thought about when I thought about fertility. Or there could be children that are involved with this connection. So, some people use the excuse where the only reason why I'm here is because of children. The only reason why I'm here is because of a child. And it also means here with fertility about you wanting something to grow. But it isn't growing. So you see the reason why surrendering came out first. Should you surrender to this because is it going anywhere? Is it growing? The next one, and it talks about sexuality too. We're going to get to that big time, especially looking at this player and that sexuality card. This is not really about someone, just wanting to talk to different people. People are experiences for other people. I want to experience you. I want to know how you feel. I want to know how you smell. And I do feel like that could be a Virgo energy. I'm not saying that you're not experiencing this with this person, but I also feel like this is a Virgo energy as well. Now, the last card here, somebody said in the comment section, I don't know who it was, but so it's, blah, whatever. I'm not trying to hear. Does it say, whatever. I'm tired of the bullshit. If you want this to work, you need to prove it to me. Okay. So that's basically what's happening. So someone says that they already agreed to that. So your cards, before we even clarify, look at the drama before we even get into the actual reading. Okay. That's basically what's happening. Now, you did have sadness at the bottom of the deck. This is the card that was at the bottom. What it says, feeling pessimistic about the relationship, feeling pessimistic for some of you if you're not even in a connection, wondering if you're ever going to find the type of love. Some of you are lonely because you don't have anybody. And sometimes even being in relationships with someone who isn't as attentive to you can make you feel lonely. Now, if you're the person that's doing something, maybe you feel regret. Maybe you feel guilty for hurting somebody. It just all depends. But there is that needs to change here. Oh, Virgo. All right. All right. Let's get into it, Virgo. So both of these are going to go. I'm not going to do each individual. I'll be here all day. But we are going to definitely buy that player. Let's see what's happening here. All of this is going to be upright unless it says otherwise. Well, that's how it feels. I'm going to take it. What does it say? Whew. Karmic lessons. Challenge in your relationship. So here it's saying this is something that you've went through, like situations that you have been through even in your past life. You had, reciprocal energy in your past life that most likely there was a big problem in getting the type of relationship that you want. Why? You have the Wheel of Fortune. That's destiny energy, and it's also the past. It's talking about your past. What is the universe saying that you need to do? You need to be able to learn from these lessons and push through it. Do not give in to behaviors that you feel like you cannot accept. If you feel like this is something that you know that you cannot accept, if you cannot be in an open relationship, this is not something that you should be involved in, then don't push yourself. This is why it says big push. Do not push yourself into something that is making you feel uncomfortable. But it's challenging you to change. And to me, for some of you who are players, it's also saying that being a player could be challenging. Because see, this is a problem with the flesh in your actual belief. So now it's like, some of you can't but to, be in this energy with dealing with different people, but at the same time, it's not necessarily making you happy, but it could be some addiction issues. It can be some validation issues. Some of you guys just need to feel validated. It's a problem because it causes a lot of upheavals and you don't like the way you feel when that chaos enters into your life. But this one right here, especially when it says beyond your control, that means some of you have no control over your own vices, sexual vices. You have no control over that. That's the reason why here with sexuality. That's a very strong pull for you. And the universe is trying to push you in a different direction. Okay, let's see. Let's get one more here for that. Let's see. Without. Ooh. I'm keeping it. I'm just going to say what's here. It says that there's about to be some endings. And it's going to end. We're going to go along the reading to see what else would actually come out. But with this one, it literally says endings. So maybe this is an ending to the player ways because you feel bad. You don't like the fact that you're making your person feel bad, or because for some of you, you're sticking with a person who's like this and you're not emotionally fulfilled. If this is saying deep emotional cleanse, that means that something needs to be cleansed emotionally. And something huge could actually change within the next 3 months. That's what it's basically saying. Let's get to surrender. This is how it landed. I'm just going to do it just like that. And then it landed just like this. Needing to step it up. This is you procrastinating. This is you not wanting to make a decision to actually let somebody go. This is what this is really about. It all starts from inside. It's basically saying your self-esteem, who you are as a person, what you will accept and what you won't accept. And what happens, it says you really need to take action here. What is the universe is trying to do? The universe is trying to renew you, trying to give you a rebirth. But when the judgment card is saying that you need to step it up, that means that you're lackadaisical. You know, you're really, the Nine of Pentacles is saying that you're really independent. So what I'm saying with you, Virgo, what is it saying that you need to change? For some of you, if you're in a relationship, the Nine of Pentacles being there, you want freedom in a committed relationship. Someone could be telling you, hey, you need to step it up. If you really want to be in this connection, you need to really change. You really need to step it up. And if you're the one that's actually experiencing this, this is like, oh, well, you need to walk the walk, right? Because you're talking the talk. You're telling this person that you want them to change. You're telling this person that if it does not change, that certain things will occur. But then you don't stick to your guns. You're afraid to surrender. You're afraid to let go. Even if this is just a little point of separation so your person can see how much they really want to be in your life, it almost feels like you're afraid of even separating from the person. Something needs to change. There needs to be an extreme change. This is the reason why the lunar eclipse talks about deep emotional cleansing. This is not something on the surface. This is not like wiping the counter down because, you dropped some crumbs. We're talking about pulling the stove away from the wall, getting on your knees and actually scrubbing the damn baseboards. Because there's too much shit that's just like hanging around in your connection. A lot of you guys are avoiding it. Like the French fry that falls behind the stove. Okay? So certain things need to really be attended to. That is a fact. And a lot of you guys are just lackadaisical. Avoiding the real situation. I'm going to do one more for that surrender. I don't know why, but I am. Damn, you had karmic lesson twice. Ah! Somebody's being blamed. And somebody feels a little guilty. If somebody is out of control, if someone feels like they have no control over themselves, it's like they do what they do. And then when the fight breaks out, when the problem breaks out, you hate the fact that now there's chaos in your relationship, and then one person feels guilty and another person is blaming the next person because why can't you get it together? Why can't we resolve this situation? And so now it's just like, salt and pepper. One person feels guilty, the next person feels like, they're being blamed for it. But there's always fighting. There's always like, and arguing. Let's go ahead. Let's get the fertility. This is going to be huge. And the reason why this fertility card is going to be pretty major, because remember, this is about, can we make this grow? Can this be better? Whether you are dating, whether you are in a committed relationship, can this actually go somewhere? Because remember, we're talking about fertility or what? Success. Let's just use the word success. Because someone in your energy is saying, I want this to work. Now, out of all of this shit that has went down, it seems like someone wants something to work out. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and see what comes out here for fertility. And some of y'all like, how is that? How is that true? They want it to work out, but they keep cheating. They're still out here in these streets. Okay? Well, the thing is, they want their cake and eat it too. That's just how it is. Looking at this, it's what it looks like. Somebody wants their cake and eat it too. Let's see. Oh. So not today. We're not going to break up today. That's what I decide. Today, we're not going to officially end it. Like we've been very close to getting a divorce. We've been very close for, breaking up and never seeing each other again. But not today. This is what the Tower card in reverse is basically saying. But do I feel like this is something last? I just don't see it. Why? Because blah, blah, blah is the next card afterward, and sad is at the bottom of the deck. You want to know what this is? Let's just make up, kiss and make up. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. You have that good week where everything is okay. But then what does the Tower say? Somebody refuses to change. And now we get to the actual blah, blah, blah. Because see, this is where the real fight comes from. I actually told Capricorn earlier when I said that you have discussions with your person so many times and they've gotten used to the conversation. This is not like the conversation that you had with them the first time meant something, because see, neither one of you really know how extreme or how far you can push the envelope, right? But because this has happened so many times, it's weakened it. It's like, someone really doesn't believe that it's really over, even though there's always a threat. You want to know what's so interesting about that? That blah, blah, blah can go both ways, y'all. And I know you're probably feeling like I'm not the one that's causing the bullshit. So how are they saying blah, blah, blah? They're saying blah, blah, blah because you're the one that's threatening to leave. And they're basically saying, yeah, okay. How many times have you said that? You said that like 50 times last year. We're still together and we got another kid on the way. You saying the yeah, whatever, them. You are basically saying you're tired of the bullshit. You're like, I'm tired of this. And they're like, yeah, whatever. The Tower card couldn't upright, but it didn't. It didn't land that way. The Tower card literally landed in a reverse, which means for a lot of you, this is not over with. This is just a whole lot of talk and a whole lot of emotional energy. The only reason why someone is saying something is because today they're just being emotional. Tomorrow they want to be loved on and kissed on. That's it. That's basically what it's saying. I want you guys to see it. Damn. Ooh, both of them are in reverse. This is brutal. I haven't even got to the second card yet, y'all. That is some brutal ass energy. King of Cups in reverse. Wouldn't that be like the page? It literally says emotional immaturity. And I literally just about being overly emotional. Isn't that funny? That's the first definition on there. It's the only reason why the person fights. See, when the way that your person looks at you, the way your person views you, the reason why you're arguing right now is because you're just emotional. You'll be okay tomorrow. Damn. Why? Because see, this is what happens when you don't stick to your guns. And see, even that could actually like hurt a person when someone says some shit like that. When someone say, oh, you're just being emotional, as if what you're saying doesn't count or doesn't matter. But because it has happened so many times, y'all, they don't have nothing else to lie. They don't have nothing else to fall back on. They're just thinking that you're just pissy today. You're just being emotional. That's it. But an emotional, mature person wouldn't even say that. They wouldn't even say that you're just being emotional. They may not say it. They may just think it, right? But the truth of the matter is, someone who is emotionally mature will say, hey, you know what? I know with this connection. I know that something is really going on. I really do believe that probably really need to take a break. Because this right here is not where it's at. It's not working. And this is why someone's saying, this is why the universe is saying that someone needs to surrender to this. Someone needs to say, all right, we need to let go. We kind of have to take a break. Something needs to happen here. We cannot keep holding on to something because it's getting worse. The Tower card is there. I don't care if it's upright or reversed. The Tower card being in your reading is saying, this is the red zone for love. See, on my Cash Apps, we have red zone for money. I never said that with love, but that's technically what it's about. This is the red zone for love. You're only going to keep stirring the pot. Now on here it says repressed feelings. That means that someone has some resentment. That someone really feels some kind of way. That you're saying right now to me, it's like that could be true, but I feel some kind of way because of what you said two weeks ago to me when you said that, you know, I wasn't a good mother. Or when you said, you know what, you didn't like my cooking. Or when you said that, you know what, I'm a slob. I don't clean up the house good enough or some shit like that, right? It's like that little nitpick. Those are the type of things when it talks about repressed feelings. That is resentment. That's what happens in a connection. You see the reason why the universe is saying, hey, something has to happen. There has to be a surrendering here. Because what's really going to happen is that blah, blah, blah turns into, like it says, someone being emotionally unavailable. You just have a body around. They don't even really feel anything. This is just someone who's just hanging around. Now, I'm going to go ahead. You guys didn't know this. Now, see, I told Capricorn, unfortunately, in the beginning part of the reading. I was supposed to tell them that. But with you, this is you and this is them. I'm sorry to tell you. For you, a lot of you are dealing with people who just in general are not mature emotionally. And there's always bullshit that's happening. They're always focusing on them and their feelings and how they're feeling and what should make and what will make them happy. Now, I will say the two, this would actually go hand in hand with that Two of Pentacles because both of you could be in this energy. Both of you guys are refusing to compromise. One person is being accused of being overly emotional and the next person is accused of being a cheater. It's both sitting here. So the Two of Wands is saying, we're going to have to figure a way to adjust because there's another woman or a man around. There it is. Oof. Can I tell you this closer look is? The closer look is the other woman or the other man. Now, see, I kind of felt that way, and it took me a second in the beginning part of the reading because I couldn't figure out why I didn't recognize energy. I was like, this could be Virgo's person, but at the same time, not feeling that. And I'm like, do I feel it for Virgo? I don't know. I do see that you guys are nosy, but then I'm like, this is somebody else. And technically, Virgo, this could be the other person. So I do see that there's a third party who's watching outside of a marriage or outside of a connection. There's a third person watching. There's someone else who's like interested in what's happening. They need to know what's going on. So this is actually pretty trifling. And I'm not talking about you, Virgo. I want you guys coming to me. I'm just saying it's bogus in a way because it's too much going on. Really all over the place. It's just too much shit that's going on. And somebody needs to be like, okay, you know what? Like, let me just do me in order for me to figure out what the hell I want. But I kind of feel like the reason why it's not happening because someone refuses to be by themselves here with the Nine of Pentacles. That's what I see. I feel like someone is still continuing to hold on. This is crazy. That's the only thing that I can tell you. Virgo, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. This reading is maddening. Now, I want to see why Sad came out. We're going to get that card before we finish. Feeling pessimistic, lonely, you want things to change, and that could be either one of you. Literally, it could be either one of you for different reasons, but it's not good. But let's see what comes out. And this is going to be upright for Virgo. Okay, that was extremely too many. There is definitely someone else taking over this read that is not Virgo or Virgo's person. So somebody is heavily third-party energy here. You got the Star card. You got the Wands. They're all in the upright. Wait. The Ace of Wands in the upright and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is long-term, or I've been knowing you for a while, or we have history. It's that type of stuff. It's like, you could be sad with the fact that it's not working. I've been knowing you since I was 17. I've been knowing you since I was 16, right? And it's something's not working. And it's okay, because part of that Wheel of Fortune talks about destiny and how sometimes you have different soulmates and stuff like that. But I feel like, but I'm not saying feel. I don't want to say feel. I hate saying that in the readings. It's here. The reason why you're sad is because this has been a while. You have a person and now it's not working anymore. And the Ace of Wands and that Star card is kind of like we're fighting all the time. We're yelling all the time. Someone can't control their anger and their passions. Someone can't control it. But there is an emotion. Like this will hurt me if we're not together. But at the same time, being together makes me sad. And for a lot of you, the reason why you're sad is because you don't know when the hell your person's going to come in here. Part of the Star card is like you're hoping and wishing. That's the only thing it's said for the people who are single. You're just hoping and wishing that something actually, like, there's a breakthrough. Now, for you with the Ace of Wands, it really is a breakthrough for you. You're just tired of waiting. You're burnt out with just nothing, with this nothingness. Okay? So I will say for you looking at this reading, it's just unfortunate because a lot of you are going to be coming across people who are non-committal. I'm not going to sell your dream today because this is not the type of reading that it is. You're going to be coming across people who are going to be players, or they want an open relationship, or they want to date different people. They're not going to be at a place where they're ready to be in a committed relationship. So that means you keep your options open. Don't be feeling any kind of way. Don't press it. Remember, surrendering for you means do not try to force something that isn't going to be working right now. Okay? The only thing that I can say based off of this reading is that for some of you with all your relationships, doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're in, you need to be able to figure out, take a deeper look into why you feel the way that you feel, why certain things are not working with certain people, and if there's things that you need to change within yourself, or if you just need time to figure some stuff out. That's basically what it's saying, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off with this last Oracle deck, and this is, I don't know what this one is. It's just a heart deck by her. Let's get 3. Thank you. First card that came out here is Argument. Whew, my God. Intensity and compromise. We were just talking about compromise earlier, right? It says you're constantly fighting and it feels like they are never ending. Repeating these patterns mean that you have not learned your karmic lesson. That's what we talked about here. Told you it's a karmic situation. This is why it's not over. And so for the most part, you're going to be feeling some pain. Here with intensity, the sex could be amazing. There could be just in general, like I said before, there could be some strong feelings, person. It says the intensity of this connection is very strong, deep, and intense. It's so overwhelming, you may run from it. I'm not going to say that you can't have this intensity in a committed relationship, but I also feel that this isn't your. And the only reason why I say that is because usually this is what's happening when you meet someone new, and I do see another person in a reading. So I do feel like the arguments is saying the reason why there's arguments is because someone has this intense connection from outside of their committed relationship. Now, here with the compromise energy, that means something has to give. That's basically what it means. Not compromising that we're going to be together because that depends on you, but it means we're arguing because someone has a connection outside the relationship. I would think that it was your spouse, but I know that it's not because another person came out right at the end. And the compromising energy here. Okay. So that is what I have here. And the compromising says communicate, negotiate, compromise to facilitate this sacred union. It talks about your twin flame. So for some of you, you guys are going to become twin flame. Your twin flame could be married. They could be in a connection. You know how they go. You know how the twin flame connections are. There's always someone in a connection. Okay. So yeah, and personally, like I said before, I don't know how this works for you. I don't know who this intensity is for, but somebody got another person. In Virgo, it looks like it's you in this reading. Okay. But this is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. If you're interested in a personal read, that is below. Virgo, I love you. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.